Hey guys, Pyker here, and welcome back to Kethane Space Program. In today's episode, we are going to mine, convert, and rendezvous with our space station with some Kethane and see how well this miner works. So right now, what we got to do is we got to basically what we're gonna actually I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill our tanks back up with some fuel, so I don't have to worry about not having enough fuel, which is the beautiful thing about this. Which tanks is it filling up? All right, it's filling up these outside tanks first, and it seems to be using quite a bit of Kethane to convert it. So this might take a minute, so we're gonna go ahead and just fast forward, make it easy. See how quickly this is filling everything up. Sweet, almost got full tank, and then we'll swap over to oxidizer. Convert. I think we have full. Yep. Fill up our oxidizer. There we go. And why not? Let's fill up our monopropellant too. That is so awesome that yeah, you have a renewable renewable fuel source. It's so sweet. So we're gonna deactivate this. Wait, what did I just do? Yeah, I deactivated it. And now we're just gonna fill up these Kethane tanks and get as much Kethane as we possibly can and go from there. So we have, a little bit more Kethane to gather here. And then we are going to see if this little puny engine can lift all of this fuel off the surface of the moon, and so we can rendezvous with our space station. Now, I hope it actually works because I don't know whether or not it will. I mean, it should, but I have my doubts. Just like, anybody should whenever they first build something. All right, so we have completely full. We are completely full of fuel and Kethane. So let's retract our mining. Turn off our RCS. I don't know why that's going. Find out where our space station is. Let's have it do another round for us. And we'll start trying to meet up with it once it gets to about this point right around here. See if we can have a nice smooth rendezvous with our space station. Yeah, probably. We'll wait a little bit longer. Right about there. Alright. Can we see it? It should be flying right over us shortly. Anyways. Face 90. Oh, I can't see it. Oh well, we should be able to rendezvous with it. But we are full of fuel, so I have no concerns right now because that's the best part of this is that we have unlimited fuel now. So we're just gonna go ahead and take off. Ooh, yeah, this thing is definitely heavy. Now we need to turn on our RCS. See if we can get off the surface. Let's actually spin this thing. Yeah, this thing is definitely heavy. I am pushing and holding these controls for quite some time to actually get it to turn. So let's see here. I guess I could go full throttle, but yeah, this thing is definitely heavy. Because usually I would assume that this this engine would do a little bit more than this. Track our gears here. Set this as our target. And we need to fly north, I think. Let's go that way. Oh, yep. That's a little much. Let's get back on the 90-degree mark here. Wait until we get up a little bit further. Actually, we'll start right now. Let's go straight up here. I have never actually tried to rendezvous with a space station like this, so this could be interesting. Oh, wrong way. Target. Okay, so we need to speed up sideways here. We're actually getting a encounter, but we are behind it. So I'm trying to think. Probably do this. Try to speed up horizontally first and go from there. Then we're gonna have to adjust this so it's a little bit closer. But right now it's not looking terrible, so let's point north. Try to get this guy a little bit closer. I guess I could wait and go from there, or let's see if I can do it this way. Where is it? There it is. Now we are cooking at it right now, so let's see if we can adjust this just a touch. Get a better encounter. We are using quite a bit of fuel, but that's okay. And right about there. Now we should have a pretty close encounter now. We might go blasting past it though, so we might see how all this works first. All right. Oh yeah, look at that. 0.2 kilometers. That's awesome. Alright guys, this part got a little bit, my frame rates dropped off so badly that I ended up just editing this and speeding it up in the video editor that I have. So basically what we're doing is we are going to dock with our space station, convert all the kethane that we have on board of our miner, and then fill up our space station as far as we possibly can, or as much as we possibly can with the amount of fuel that we have. And what else? I think the 2 tanks on the side of the miner, the regular fuel tanks, not the Kethane fuel tanks, the regular fuel tanks that I have on the side are unnecessary for landing. We don't need that much fuel for landing, so actually what that ended up being was just an extra amount of fuel that we can carry so we can transfer that around. So it's really, really not that big of a deal. So this miner is pretty damn economical. It does quite a good job actually. I mean, obviously we're gonna make a bigger or get a bigger mining operation going so that we'll have an endless abundance of fuel for any future missions, which is going to be probably setting up mining operations on different planets, which we run into a whole different set of problems when we do that. Which would be like, say if we were to set up a mining operation on Duna, we have to get to Duna first of all, and not to mention that we have to deal with Duna's atmosphere to get things onto the surface. Whereas if we mine off of moons, there is no atmosphere that we have to worry about. So we don't have to worry about parachutes. We don't have to worry about, heat shields. Well, actually, we don't have to worry about heat shields at all in this game yet. I say yet because I have a feeling they're working on it. And basically, we just have to deal with an atmosphere. So what we might actually end up doing is just mining off of moons and then using those mining operations to get to the actual planets themselves. Because if we have a if we have a something that we can use to take off and land from planets even with a thick atmosphere, like Eve has got a pretty dang thick atmosphere. I think Eve's atmosphere starts at 90,000 meters, which is pretty high up. I mean, that's a lot of atmosphere that you got to deal with. So, depending on the situation, we'll we're basically just using our moon base or our future moon base to get to outer planets and get to the furthest planets that we can without too much trouble. But that's basically the whole plan of the moon base. So if we have to, we'll set up other mining operations on different planets' moons, and that'll just make it a little bit easier on ourselves. And yeah, so that's pretty much the plan so far. This is post commentary, obviously, and I sped this part up so it wasn't so boring because I was running at like 5 frames per second for this, so it was horrendously slow, and this video ended up being like almost 30, almost 40 minutes long if I didn't edit this part. So I ended up cutting it down so it's a little bit shorter. But good news is that I I'm gonna start editing these things pretty heavily whenever it comes to like docking and whatnot. You guys have seen me rendezvous and dock with so many things, and all in every episode that I do of KSP, I almost have to dock with something or rendezvous with something, So I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that quite a bit. Um, but so I'm yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm gonna start editing these videos pretty heavily when it comes to like docking and rendezvousing with things, or just completely cut it out because I mean, honestly, do you guys really need to see that? And this part right here, obviously, we're already docked, so this part's just fast forwarding through like converting all the Kethane and filling up all our fuel tanks, and doing it that way, and then seeing how much fuel we would need to land and see how much fuel that the space station needs to be completely full, which is not much actually, because I just made one more, like maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago. I just made one more run with this miner and filled up our space station and had excess fuel on the actual miner itself. So we're pretty good on fuel, and this is like an awesome miner for something to fall back onto if if need be. I mean, realistically, what we could even do is we could use this miner to go mine off of Minmus if we want, or go off to Duna and mine off of, I think Tylo is the moon around Duna. I'm not really sure. It might be Ike. I don't really know. I don't remember. But we could use this miner because we could fill it up with regular fuel and then fill it up with Kethane. And then whenever we run out of regular fuel, we could just use that fuel or use the Kethane to convert back into regular fuel. So we won't ever really, I mean, we'll run out eventually, but essentially what we're doing is we're taking double the amount of fuel than we actually have on board. So it actually works out pretty nicely. So we'll probably end up doing that. I haven't really decided yet, but I'm debating on what to do for next episode, which is probably get a rover on the surface, because we need to have a rover with a Kethane detector on it and find nice big flat spot for our moon base to sit. And I'm debating on whether I want to actually use the DemV mod rover that I have, or to build my own rover. I'm gonna leave that decision up to you guys because I honestly don't know whether or not I want to use my own rover or the DemV rover, because if the DemV rover is really cool. Like, it's got a bunch of cool things on it. But if I can't put docking ports on it and can't use it in a way that I'm planning on in my head, then it's kind of useless. So I'll have to design my own rover, or design a new rover that'll actually work in the way that I'm thinking in my head, which is building a lander, and the rover will sit underneath the lander, and we'll be able to land and pick it up and set it down and do all that stuff. Which realistically we could just use our X-Tug for, but I kind of want to do it so we can land the lander and then drive the rover underneath it and then hook up to the lander without having to take the lander off and land it on top of the rover. So I'll leave that up to your discretion, guys. If you want to see me use the modded rover, or if you guys want to see me build my own rover, which might be awful, but I guess we'll just have to see. So yeah, we're gonna get back to the live commentary now. Sorry, I'm pretty much repeating some of the stuff I already said in the video, but we'll just get right back to the live commentary. As a first dry run of mining Kethane, I think that went pretty well, honestly. So let's see here. I don't want to run into the space station with our solar panels or anything. Yeah, we should be clear now. Point retrograde here. There we are. Fire our engine to get away from our space station. Goodbye, Moon Space Station. You have served us well. Slow down our... Get this back down to about 20,000 meters, or actually we'll just bring it down to 15. Just call it, just get it ready to land again. Actually, we could probably do it right there. Yeah, let's just do that. Bring this down to about 10. About there. And then we'll just fast forward and get away from our space station. Hopefully speeding up our frame rate, which it has significantly done so far. Already, anyways. And then we'll see if we can't land on our Kethane patch again. Dum bum 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 bum. We are flying very, very low. We should be okay though, unless a mountain or something pops up, which would be awful. Let's actually quick save real quick, just in case something like that does happen. Crap, we missed our landing point. Actually, no, we didn't. We're good. We're right here. We need to go right here. So let's fast forward some more. And actually point retrograde here, so we don't end up in a pickle. Or end up in a bad situation anyways. And slow down. There we go. Right there, roughly. And then we will fast forward some more, and we will start burning off our horizontal velocity like right now. See if we can get it to land right on the Kethane patch again. Now, this is without the side tank, so that's extra fuel basically after we convert, which is a good thing. We don't need to fill these side tanks to land, which is actually awesome. I was kind of worried about that. See if we can get this guy on the green marker. Come on. And we'll cut it right about there. And then we will extend our landing gears, and we shall get ready for a landing here. So let's go ahead and fast forward. Actually, this spot looks pretty decent. Granted, it doesn't have very much Kethane, but if it's a flat spot, I'm happy. Not going to complain about a flat spot. Let's actually kill off our vertical, or horizontal velocity, rather. So we're going straight up and down. Cut it right about there. get ready for a landing. Where's our shadow? But I do know we need to start slowing down. Come on, shadow, where are you? I don't see the shadow. Oh, there it is. Well, we got a little bit of a ways until we land. Slow this down to about 10, roughly. And try to have an actual smooth landing, unlike last time. Because that was kind of funny. I was like, I've gotten really good at moon landings, and then I botched it completely. Oh. Slow down a little bit more. Nice soft touchdown. There we go. Now that is a landing. I told you guys I kind of figured it out. You didn't believe me. All right. I didn't botch that one. I was like sitting there thinking in the back of my mind, like, don't botch this. Don't botch this. You talked a big game, and now if you screw this up, you're gonna look like an idiot. So, all right. So I'm gonna make a couple more of these runs of Kethane mining and actually fill up our space station, make sure everything is completely filled to the brim with fuel. And then next episode, what we'll do is we'll actually get a rover on the surface of the moon with our first mining party, or our first landing party on the moon since I think it would be our first landing party on the moon ever with the Kethane series. Yeah, I think it will be, huh? Well, we'll do that. We'll get these guys down, and what we'll do is we'll build a lander that can hold, or that is attached to a rover, and it'll have big engines with some feet on them to actually land, and then I could decouple the rover, and then those guys can get in the rover from there and drive it away and go venture, and then whenever the rover is like, okay, this is going to be a really long drive, we'll just drive back to the lander, hook up with the lander, and then just fly off to a different spot and use the rover to drive around like that. So actually, that was actually a really good idea. I just came up with it just now. So next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to build a lander with a rover carrying a rover, and we will actually go rove around the surface of the moon and see if we could find a nice Kethane deposit, a nice flat spot where a Kethane deposit is, so we could start setting up our moon base. So that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe, and leave your comments, any ideas, suggestions. I was thinking about using the DEMV rover, and I was also thinking about building a smaller rover that might only hold like 2 Kerbal instead of, like, I don't remember how many people fit in the DEMV rover, but I might use the DEMV rover, or I might actually build my own. So leave in the comments if you guys want to see me build my own rover, which might be awful, or use the mod, the DEMV rover that I have, which is I have to see if that thing I can even put docking ports on it and whatnot, so I can use it in the way I want to. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe, and don't forget to leave your comments, and I will see you guys next time.